hello, hello. Why does the screen look funny? Hi, my friend. Thank you for joining me today for our live chat. Get rid of that. That was my reminder to be here. And today we are going to talk about what's funny about your farm. So this is kind of wide open. I actually don't know exactly where we're gonna go. Hi Sarah, we're just gonna have some fun. I think we're gonna talk about fun, right? Does your life with your animals mostly make you laugh? Hello Kim, thank you for coming. Does it make you cry? Does it just keep you wondering if you are even sane to begin with? What category do you fall into? I might, if I'm being truthful and vulnerable, I think it might fall into that last category if I'm actually sane or not. And what if we embraced our insanity with our animals and had a lot more fun? So today, fun. We're gonna go through 3 tools to expand the fun on your farm. So this is one of those wackadoodle energy talks. So I hope you enjoy, and please comment, ask some questions. I would love to hear about your funny farm. Would love to, you know, get to know y'all better too. So, oh, and by the way, I'm Dr. Andy, and welcome to this week's live chat. Okay, so what if, first tool, what if the purpose of life was to have fun? You know that hello Evelyn, thank you for coming. Oh gosh, what was the country song? You know, the purpose of life, and she listed all these things. Tim McGraw's wife, what's her name? Oh my. But you know, what if that big question, the purpose of life, what if it was to have fun? And when I first heard this, I was like, what is fun? I don't recall ever having fun. So I've actually had to play at bringing more fun into my life and living. And I had to come up with, decide, although we don't like to use that word much, right? We don't want to like limit ourselves, but had to decide what fun was for me. So what if everybody's funny farm is individual to them? And what if the purpose of having an animal is also to have fun, right? What if that is one of the purposes we have animals in our lives, right? How much fun do they bring to our lives that we wouldn't normally have? How often do they make us laugh just by being them? And what would it take to expand that fun to all parts of our living, that energy to all parts of our living? Hi Neely, thank you for coming. Right? So tool 1, what if the purpose of life is to have fun? And what if the purpose of having an animal is also to have fun? One of them. We probably have other reasons and justifications and purposes and the whys we have animals in our lives. And maybe you've never even looked at it before. Why you even get a dog. Everyday giggles. Yep, everyday giggles. Just by being them. And how often in our lives, thank you Evelyn, do we think we have to prove our worth? Whereas our animals are like, here, being me, I'm funny, right? And how much do they enjoy bringing that fun to our funny farm, right? And then expanding out. So if we can kind of gather up that energy of fun that the animals bring to our life and living, that everyday giggleness that they bring to our life and living, and we gather it all up and we're like, oh, I like that energy. Let's step into that and then expand it out. Let's spread it over all of the other parts of our life and living, right? Why not? Why can't all of our life and living be fun? Why can't the fun that we have with our animals spread out to all of our parts? We do tend to compartmentalize our lives, right? When I get home, we can have fun. Or when we get to the dog park, my funny farm can come out, right? We can have fun there. But what if we don't stay so contracted and we expand out that fun over all of our life and living? And what if our animals are asking us to do that? Like, what if they want to spread your funny farm all around town? And if that made you smile, what if we stepped into that energy? Hello, Keisha. Thanks for joining us. We're having a funny farm talk here, so thank you for coming in. Right? What if we... I got a bunch of funny faces, right? Oh, I forgot to turn off... Keisha's gonna yell at me. I forgot to turn off my notifications, didn't I? Hang on. You're gonna see my hand for a second, but I can turn them maybe off. Sorry about the hand in front of the... Well, you may not see it. Okay, let's try that. Hello, Karina. Thank you for coming. Now if I can just turn the barking poodle off in the backyard, how could it get even better than that? Yes, we're all in good company, right? What if we embraced our funny farm? And what if it's only funny to us and we enjoyed it, right? And what if, so we talked about what if the purpose of life is to have fun. And what if the purpose of having an animal is to have fun? And what if their purpose, one of their many, many purposes, we are talking about the funny farm, yep. One of the many purposes we have animals in our lives is to spread the fun around, spread that funny farm around, and really step in, really enjoy it. Really, I mean, how many of us so thoroughly enjoy our animals already? And now that energy that we have with them, what if we spread it out, expand it? So tool two, expand it out to all the other parts of our lives. And what if we, Crosby is distracting me. I apologize. He has this thing, part of my funny farm, is he has this thing about barking at all birds. From little finches to the big old black crows. And so how many times does your funny farm actually, you contract into irritation instead of expanding out into, okay, it's part of what I got going on. And how much more fun can we have with this? And what if the barking goes up the more you contract down? So if we, namely me, expand out even more, what if he doesn't bump up against that contraction anymore and that barking diminishes? Because I know this, I know these tools. I do my best to walk the talk, and when I get elevated, contracted, just stop barking. What does he do more of? Bark. So how much more fun can we have at our funny farm? More space on our funny farm, that then some of these behaviors we don't like will also dissipate. And what if Mr. Puddle was contributing that to everyone, right? And what if we acknowledge, oh yeah, and there's still birds back there. Okay, so what if the purpose of having an animal is to have fun? And what if, tool two, we expand that fun to all of our parts and pieces of our life and living? And how much less can we compartmentalize? And how much more can we just be everywhere with that fun and encompass and include our animal's energy in everything we do? Or in be, right? And I don't know, can you still hear him? I'm gonna expand out even more myself here. And number three, which we kind of touched on a little bit, is, does your funny farm work for you? Right? So many times on a call with clients and they're like, blah, 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 blah is a problem. But the blah, blah, blah is, blah, blah, blah is supposed to be a problem, but I think it's kind of cute, is the energy behind it. Because if it's funny to you and it works on your funny farm, it's not a problem. Now, is that behavior considered a problem by the regular, normal folks of the world? A lot of times, probably. I had a really fun story so many years ago. The gal wanted to know how to stop her dog from getting out of the yard and running down the street away from her. And she's telling the story, and she has to run down like the alleys in Denver after her dog. Well, she doesn't have to, but she chooses to, right? And she's usually in her pajamas or her robe or, you know, different forms of undress. And I'm like, and she really needs to change this, right? She has decided she needs to change this. But the entire energy was, it's so stinking cute that she does this to me. Like, she actually kind of enjoys the whole thing, which you would think is insane, right? Like, why would you enjoy running down the alleys of Denver in your underwear after your dog? But she did. And so is that dog going to stop running down the streets of Denver? If she's kind of like, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Hi, Dawn. And so it's to change something, you really have to look, what if you really have to look at the energy behind it? And what if you need to come up with a deal and deliver with that dog that it only does this in the afternoon when you're dressed? Or and yes, we don't want to encourage the dog to run around the city, because yes, things could happen. But that's not going to change until you acknowledge the energy behind it. Right? I've talked about this on the radio show with my last poodle. He was a hell of a dog, right? We've all had those dogs. And he would be willing to, and I knew he was willing to, be vicious and attack someone if he thought I was threatened enough for that. And I always thought that was like the coolest thing. So that was not going to change. And he was also stable enough that it was not an issue. He wasn't being vicious randomly, or I don't know what words you want to use. Silly, you know, whatever the words may be mean, but I kind of liked it. I kind of liked he had that streak that he was willing to pull out for me. So was that going to change? No. He also didn't like to listen to my husband, and I thought that was kind of cute. So is that going to change? No. Now, if it really needed to change, then we look at the energy and we acknowledge what is true and then see where that energy leads us, because we're going to follow the energy. So does your funny farm work for you? And what if that's the only thing that matters? And whatever is perceived to be a problem out there in the normal reality, if it's not a problem for you, it's not a problem. And what else does need to be changed here? We can, you know, and then the conversation continues. Because yeah, running down the streets of Denver is not cool. So, you know, what's it going to take for you to stay in the yard? Or, you know, you can't just randomly bite people on a trail. So, you know, what are our parameters here? And you can have those conversations with your animals. And that's a much more involved conversation. And which I am more than welcome to have with you one-on-one. So you know how to find me if you're here, right? So what's funny about your farm, right? How much do you enjoy your farm? And if you're not enjoying it, what do you need to look at? What do you need to acknowledge is actually the truth? Not maybe even what you think is true, because sometimes we think ourselves, trick ourselves by somebody else's point of view. So our 3 simple tools, our energetic tools of the day. Well, I love this question because this kind of covers everything. What if the purpose of life is to have fun? What if the purpose of having an animal is to have fun? Tool 2, what if we then take that energy of fun that we enjoy, right? We enjoy our funny farm, with the energy that we enjoy on that, and expand it out to all parts and pieces and compartments of our life. And what if we be that everywhere even more? And what if that brings more fun to all those parts and pieces that we think we have to keep separate, that maybe we don't? And number 3, does your funny farm work for you? Simple, spacious. Ask the questions, bring up the energy. Does that funny farm work for you? Yes, no. Yes, awesome, cool. Now, how can I expand that funny farmness into all parts of my life and living? Does my funny farm work for me? No. Okay, so what needs to change here? Does the critters require something? Does a certain critter require a different home? Does this critter require a different class to go to? Your options, your possibilities are endless. And what if just acknowledging currently that your funny farm is not working for you changes everything? That's how energy works. So stinking simple, we discount it utterly. And what if it could have the biggest impact on what else you choose to implement with your funny farm? I have a funny farm, oh my goodness, and most of the time it's darn funny. Currently, the barking, I get a little contracted on. The finch does not need to be barked at. My point of view, he has a different point of view. We are currently doing a little bit of this. What's it gonna take to change this? What energy do I need to be to change this? And acknowledging he would like to bark at the birds. And is he willing to change that? No. So what else is possible here? So don't forget your questions. Bye, Sweet Pea. Bye, Keisha. Giggles and gratitude. Thanks for popping on. Hi, Katie. Thank you for coming in. Any other? Morph the funny farm. Yes. I love how you put that, Evelyn. She wrote, morph the funny farm to get out of your box. And she needs to remember that. Oh my goodness, how many times do I know these things and I need reminders from others? So, and everywhere you like to beat yourselves up because you forgot to do XYZ, let's just give it up, huh? Because I think we all beat ourselves up enough, and actually we could cut it all out. Because our animals aren't sitting around judging us. They're not sitting around with these points of view that we are terrible pet parents. They're just not. They don't have any point of view. They chose you because they chose you because they chose you. And now, what can you create together? What can your funny farm look like and be like? And how can you spread it to all parts of your life and living? And if you... Now Molly Brown's barking too. How's it getting better than that? I chose to come here because the lighting is phenomenal. And I put them in the backyard. How's it get even better than that? All right, my dear friend, thank you so much for popping in today, hanging out with me, hanging out on the funny farm today. Thank you, Karina. So grateful that you're here. Miss Katie and to Miss Grace. And we're actually going to talk more on our funny farm on the radio show on Friday. So if you are part of the free membership, you'll get an email on that. I will be back here next Tuesday, 4:05 Mountain Standard Time, PM, not AM. 4:05 PM Mountain Standard Time. Come play. How much fun? And until then, how much fun can you have with your animals? Bye-bye.